welcome to the Trews. Imagine my hand raking up the back of your head. I'm doing that because of this thing called ASMR. Which means Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. You know that tingly feeling you get sort of if someone tickles you a bit or brushes you? It's an online phenomenon.
I'm gonna ask you to just have a seat right here.
Is this an entirely female phenomenon? Is it woman porn? Let's learn more.
They act like they know you, and they're trying to help you relax.
But what started this whisper movement?
Whisper movement.
It is exploding on social media.
It's not the only thing that's exploded on social media. I'm sorry.
Video after video, you'll hear hushed tones,
I'm going to be taking care of you today.
experience familiar sounds, and witness everything from the unmistakably mundane
This is my collection.
I mean, who is it that's into flicking through a catalogue, and how is this adjacent to fetish? I mean, I don't want to reveal too much about myself, but there's a thing in the world of porn called JOI, and what that is where women, or men I suppose, if whatever's your thing, talk to camera and say things like, "Hello, I'm your teacher, you naughty boy." And that similarly is a kind of role play fantasy that seems more about the creation of a faux intimacy than pornography as we know it.
It's a physical reaction to something. Sound-related videos or people performing a task.
You like this?
That one's Heather Feather. She's one of the ones I saw yesterday. So there's ones where she's watching her sleep with a cat. But like, I know it's not something where I'm being dismissive, because I know that it works and I know that it's a real thing. My frustration is not at the thing, but at myself for lacking the sensual refinement to be able to appreciate it. Because for me, the sort of the barren wasteland of my sexuality has such broad quarantine fencing around it that if anyone goes anywhere near it with a whisper or hello, it's like, right, let's go! You know, but evidently the person that introduced me to this is a woman, and she said, oh, I really like it, it's so sort of sensual. When I was watching these things, attractive women talking to camera, being all whispery, I don't have the emotional facility or sophistication to accept it for what it is.
Let me take a look at you.
It's different than any other sensation you could describe. It's enjoyable, it's pleasurable.
They say the brain reacts to certain sounds and experiences, creating a physical, tingling, euphoric sensation.
But even in terms of that description, how far is that from sexual stimulation? And I suppose the reason I'm interested in this is because I'm a person that's spoken before about pornography and how pornography flourishes in an emotional and psychological environment where you haven't had proper coaching and proper intimacy training. And I think the frustration I feel when I watch this is because I think, oh no, no one's taught me the language of proper sensuality. So no wonder when I'm in relationships with women, I only sort of really know these sort of lump and ham-fisted sexual techniques. That's not one of them, by the way. I don't know the sort of the refinement, delicacy and nuance of what evidently makes up female sensuality and where that merges with sexuality. So I'm sort of like a head-scratching caveman baffled on the periphery of this world of wonder.
And it's become extraordinarily popular online thanks in part to Jennifer's YouTube channel.
Hopefully feel some
I mean, but also though, I mean, she is leaning in the camera with glossy... Oh, come on!
tingles.
It's difficult to be a man because we've been so highly trained to respond to those signals biologically and then culturally, and what I suppose this does is this demonstrates where that gulf is between male sexuality and female sexuality at a time when young men need to be educated as how they've got to behave around women. More and more of these sort of cases of men being overt and coercive on dates, you know, and it's because there's this communicative disjunct where women speak this language and men speak what?
I remember being in my mom's arms and just the tone of her voice was really soothing, and it happened.
Jennifer says she would experience ASMR in odd places like the makeup chair.
You want to just really dip it in there.
I mean, like, she just cleaned the screen with a makeup brush and they went, how you... Like, I don't know, it's probably less sexy when I do... I don't know, I mean, I think I lack the sophistication.
Essentially, the creators work to fabricate an extremely personal experience.
Here's a sip of that if you'd like.
Oh, do you know what I like to watch? Just someone give me a little sip of Diet Coke. I mean, what's missing from our cultural, tribal, social lives that you're watching a video of someone giving you a little sip of Diet Coke? Oh, I know I need a sip of Diet Coke. Ain't there anyone? Yeah, I'll watch a video of it. Yeah, mate, beg Diet Coke for you.
These situations, coupled with whispering, are called triggers, making role-playing ASMR videos very popular.
Role-playing of attractive people whispering to camera, whether it leads to a kind of an explicit and obvious sexual orgasm or a sensation of sort of tingling, is really in the same ballpark, isn't it? It's really interestingly close that one of them's a very feminine and overtly sensual experience, and the other is a kind of brutish, male and somewhat exploitative, pornographic experience, and yet they're so similar. Look at the similarities.
I just like teaching people how to relax, slow down, and enjoy themselves.
Feel your breaths getting more shallow.
There are people who will say, how is this not sexual?
Yeah, it is not.
How can they say it's not? Well, I'll just say it. It is not.
Even though YouTube actually flagged one of Jennifer's videos as inappropriate.
Feel your breaths getting more shallow. It is not intended to elicit a sensual or sexual response.
Although that's the very nature of fetish. I mean, if someone's turned on by feet or someone's turned on by rubber or PVC, they don't have an intrinsic or biological relationship to sexuality, but in rather a cultural or learned sort of a psychosexual connection that's been formed as a result of that individual's experience. So in a way, if someone finds something sexual, that thing is sexual.
The real purpose, Jennifer says, a way to relax and relieve insomnia, anxiety, and panic attacks. The medical community doesn't officially recognize ASMR, but Dr. Michael Yazinski believes ASMR could be legit.
I think it reminds me a lot of
Porn?
yoga, meditating, deep meditation, if you're able to focus.
Interestingly, yoga and meditation, spiritual practices that are about soothing, relaxation, and self kind of regulating. But a lot of people use pornography in that way. Is it like a mechanism for like, right, I just need to bloody calm down and feel something grounding and natural. And I think the emergence of this ASMR phenomena is a demonstration of where there's a deficit in our socialisation, of like we don't have proper intimacy, there's loneliness, there's disconnection. So in the end, you need to watch a video of someone talking to you in a calming, loving way because you're so amped up and anxious, and you, on some level, like, you know, for me, I would just think, oh, I'll watch some porn. But like, if you're a bit more nuanced than me, you probably actually recognise what you want is some intimacy and some human grooming experience. Think of how integral grooming is to most primates. That's their main communicative tool, a tool that apparently we only lost when we got these crazy, upside down, opposable guys.
And it's occurring in a curious, quirky community that you'll only find by typing 4 simple letters.
You got any tingling?
Well, I just searched
tingling
it.
at all. No.
The responses of the anchors demonstrate the gender disjunct in this issue. The woman, oh, that seemed fun. And the bloke, I didn't get a tingling. I need to see a little bit of titty. What a fascinating phenomena ASMR is. I'm not cynical about it, even though I don't understand it. Evidently, a need is being met. Look at the numbers of people that are watching these things. Clearly, it's fulfilling a social need. What fascinates me is without internet culture, without online communities, how would that need be getting met? Where would you be seeking that stuff out? Is it different from pornography? Well, yeah, there is a distinction, but perhaps it makes me think that a lot of people are looking at pornography for comfort and for intimacy, as well as just erotica and sexual pleasure. And all of it comes from the same root, a sense of disconnection and loneliness, and us not being able to, in this technological age, to get the human intimacy that we require. That is some true news. Subscribe here.
Is a tool that is abused to fool you and to leave you scared and confused. Trews is like the nose. If the nose was true, I want some Trews. Let's have some Trews.